Jadeveon Clowney, DK Metcalf, Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner. This is truly gonna be a tough task. We're 7-1. I already forgot which team we lost to. Did we lose to the Panthers? I think we lost to the Panthers. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Bottom line, this right here is gonna be our tough task. Our toughest task to date will be facing off against the Seattle Seahawks. So apparently last game we were using Smash Mouth. This game we're going over the West Coast. Well, battle of the NFC West rivals. We are currently 7-1. Got no clue what the Seahawks are, if anything, because this game doesn't show records of other teams. But with that being said, let's get this party started here. We look to extend our record to 8-1, and definitely much easier said than done here. Seahawks, this is gonna be a tough game. As you can tell from the title, if anything, this is our best game yet. But that's it. Enough with the hype. Time for the action. We're showing the kickoff here because obviously something cool happens here. Richie James Jr. to return for us, like always. And look like he's getting some blocks. We get in between the gap. And maybe if we were able to break up that tackle, we will have made it across the 50. That's our best run of the season so far, I like to think. 49ers now, first play of the game. Garoppolo was looking, and down he goes. It's a sack for a loss of 7. Now it's 3rd and 14. Looking for Marquise Goodwin. Goodwin not able to catch it in bounds. Trying to get the tiptoes in, wasn't able to make a good save. And just like that, it's 4th and 14. Look how close that was, if anything. He gets one foot down. Does not get the other. Would have been a great play if he actually did. Anyway, now it's time for Seattle football. What a spin move. Well, DJ Mayo ends up looking silly at the hands of Chris Carson. It's a gain of 7. And that's a way to start things off for the Seahawks. Granted, wasn't a first down, but look at this right here. Not sure if we hit the tackle button early, if Chris Carson just really schooled DJ Mayo, but regardless, kind of embarrassing way to start things off here. Now it's 2nd and 6, and already going to get tripped up. That helps us out a little bit. It's a loss of 1. Now 3rd and 7. 49ers didn't really have to lift a finger there. But hey, works out well. And so now the 49ers get the ball back. Fun fact, we were looking for Dante Pettis on this play until it's immediately intercepted and the Seahawks immediately get it right back. Oh boy. I mean, sure, Jordan Matthews is able to stop KJ Wright from going any further. As a matter of fact, Wright ends up going back a couple of yards. But KJ Wright able to read the eyes of Jimmy Garoppolo. Look at that. That's just being a good linebacker. That's being a good part of defense regardless. Either that or it was just completely horrible accuracy on the part of Jimmy Garoppolo. Or maybe it was both. I have no clue. What I do know is that Gary Jenkins is able to move the chains for a good couple yards, and we could not use their Anton Exum Jr. at all in that play, and so Seahawks get ever so closer to scoring. Well, to just having a good drive and getting the first few points up in the board, and that right there is actually going to help. And, well, Seahawks get the 6 right there, courtesy of Chris Carson. Cal Juszczyk now from the 28, going to get a couple yards here from 3rd and 2. It's a first down and then some, so he gets his first few bits of action finally into this game. You know, mostly it's Matt Breida that ends up doing the run game for us, but Juszczyk, he gets some playing time there right there, if anything. And now Garoppolo so close to getting sacked, and that one right there is probably one of our best plays yet. George Kittle down and only 1 yard shy. But hey, it does work out. That was actually good playmaking. We were able to escape those, well, if anything, almost sacks. Sack attempts, I guess you could say, as Matt Breida goes out of bounds after a couple yards after the initial first down. And now Jimmy Garoppolo not able to escape that one. And now there's a sack and a loss of 11. Brings us down at 2nd and 21. Well, hey, I was trying to talk about a good playmaking ability, but now it's just completely going downhill from here. It's now 3rd and 21. Close to being a fumble. Luckily enough, we were able to get that off in time. And hey, guess what? This one works out pretty amazingly. What a miracle. 21 yards and then some. George Kittle proven to be one of the best tight ends in all of the league. Coming in clutch right there. Then again, the defense wasn't as heavy as I expected it to be, so maybe that's the reason why. Or maybe it's just the amazing playmaking ability of George Kittle. That too. At the end of the day, you know, I just remember that doesn't really matter, but hey, doesn't matter for this one as well, because Matt Breida knocks Tyler Lockett down silly. Breida recovers the ball, stays in bounds, surprisingly, and returns it for the touchdown. So, well, yes, George Kittle made the amazing catch. That being said, it was leading into the second half. in which where the Seahawks would get the ball back. As soon as they get the ball back to start off the second half, Matt Breida comes in clutch, knocks the soul out of Tyler Lockett. If anything, I was looking to get the recovery with Jason Verrett in the background. But hey, ultimately Matt Breida was the one to get there in time, stays in bounds, which is definitely surprising. I thought he initially went out of bounds, if anything. But just what a great play. And just like that, it's now tied up 7-7. As things now continue to get better, that right there is a loss of 8. So now, from 3rd and 17, Russell Wilson gives it to Nick Van Nett, and Van Nett gonna run over Adrian Colbert. And now look at this being chased down, and luckily enough can be able to bring down by the 49ers defense. Nick Van Nett almost took it all the way. That one right there, that was kind of scary. Great play on his part, able to escape from Adrian Colbert. And speaking of escaping, Russell Wilson, well, kind of escaped pressure. That was actually going to gain a yard or two, but no. Being able to be brought down there by the 49ers defense. Now, that one right there, so close to being intercepted. We could have intercepted that. Brings the 49ers, not 49ers, I think brings down the Seahawks. Now, the 3rd and 10. But we could have definitely made that play. Now, to tie it up here, and the easy 3 points. It's now a 10-7 lead with 26 seconds remaining in the third. Still anybody's game. It's up to the Seahawks defense to lock us down, but up to the 49ers offense here to help us do something. And now look at this. Oh, Richie James Jr. gets some room. He could actually go all the way, but no. And now the beginning of the game was our best punt return. And now this right here is our new best punt return. Richie James Jr. had one hell of a game. Someone is not having one hell of a game, if anything, it's Jimmy Garoppolo. Gets sacked for like what, the 3rd time now, brings us now down to 3rd and 21. That was brutal, and that doesn't help the case now. It's 4th and 30. You know what, on 4th and 30, probably not that smart to really risk it, but guess what, we risk it because we still need to try and complete those however many 4th down conversions go that we need to get, and guess what, we didn't make it. Which ends up biting us in the ass in the long run. Chris Carson's going to lose 4 yards here. Puts the Seahawks now down 3rd and 11. However, they're going to go for the field goal here. And that right there is a good, 40-something yards maybe, and also 50, and they make it. Quite possibly the most impossible field goal of the whole series so far. Jets and 49ers included, and they make it. However, bright side, 17 seconds remain. We have the opportunity of a lifetime to win the game just like that, and we are using the same run plays with Kyle Juszczyk twice in a row, because guess what? It works out pretty well. And now Jordan Matthews here, actually gonna grab it, gonna get the snatch. It's 2nd and 1, which now turns into 1st and 10, if anything. And so now the opportunity of a lifetime to win this game. 2 seconds remain, no more timeouts for us. Marquise Goodwin stays in bounds. It's a touchdown. And the final seconds of the clock has been complete. Just look at that play. Goodwin, earlier in the game, in the first quarter, Marquise Goodwin wasn't able to keep his toes in bounds. Was only able to keep 1 foot in bounds. But here, right there, barely able to keep both feet in bounds with the tight defense on. But now this is when things get effed up. The snap! The game just decides, yeah, no, we're going to overtime. Like, the game randomly decides if your snap is good or not, and I hate that. I really do. And so now we go into overtime tied 13-13. We had the chance to pull off the greatest game winner in all of our series history, both Jets and 49ers series season mode included. We had the opportunity to pull off the greatest victory we've ever had throughout these series. Wasn't able to do it because the game decided, yeah, no, your snap's not going to work. However, what is going to work right there, Jordan Matthews, nice couple yards. I saw there, we just rushed down the whole entire field. Whether it be George Kittle or Jordan Matthews, they've been getting those receptions in pretty well. We could have gone for the field goal, but now this one we have up and it's intercepted. We have a couple moments like this throughout this whole series, and I think it was KJ Wright who intercepted the ball yet again. He's been a thorn in the 49ers offensive side now, if anything, twice. Well, pretty much a guaranteed 2nd overtime now. A gain of 6 right there for Chris Carson. That's not going to do anything. And now we go to the 2nd overtime. 49ers football here. And I have no clue what we were originally planning right there with Matt Breida. All I do know is that it didn't work out. It ends up losing 4 yards for us in that play. So it probably wasn't the smartest of ideas that I had. Then again, I don't usually have much smart ideas. And that right there, we lose 9 yards as well. So clearly we just wasted a whole possession. We wasted a whole drive doing, if anything, nothing. And so, it's Seattle football. The opportunity. Well, there you go. Nice block. Imagine we were able to block it and intercept it. We did that a couple games ago. I think it was episode 3 or episode 4. It was a great play on our parts. Hopefully we could be able to do that again. Oh my god. Well, would have been a great reception for us right there. Now 3rd and 9. 49ers getting a little bit desperate right there. And it's intercepted yet again. Jimmy Garoppolo not having a great game either. That or the defense is reading him like an open book. All I do know here is that we're guaranteed to now go into a 3rd overtime unless we F up with the defense and Chris Carson is able to take it to the house. Which, if anything, he's not going to be able to do. 3rd overtime. And, yeah, you can probably guess how this ends. Considering the fact that the Seahawks are in, well, they are in the red zone. They are in field goal territory. So essentially, and especially now that they're under the 5-yard line and 2nd and 1. We got 1 timeout. Seahawks got no timeouts left. But there's only so much that our defense could really do besides being super close to intercepting that one. Just look at this. Yeah. What could have been. But 3 overtimes. Eventually the game has to end and Chris Carson just takes the soul out of the 49ers. And the Seahawks win this game 19-13. And it's heartbreaking. Passing yards, Russell Wilson demolishes Jimmy Garoppolo. Kick return yards, we demolish them some way, somehow. And rushing yards, we do 26 yards better. This was one of those games where I feel like we didn't drop the ball. Occasionally we have dropped the ball. But it's one of those games where at the end of the day, it wasn't really crucial mistakes. It was just at the end of the day, the Seahawks were the better football team. And so, I'm not going to bother trying to say that last name, but that dude's out for however long. I don't know, I didn't read it. We're not going to get extra practice in either. Because, we're Allen Iverson. We don't need practice. But anyway, it's a rematch against the Cardinals. And of course, last episode we faced off against the Cardinals. Pretty easy game. Larry Fitzgerald, David Johnson, Jordan Hicks, and the very short Kyler Murray wasn't able to do anything for the Cardinals. We demolished them. So, if you ask me personally, I like to think that rematch against the Cardinals, they look for their revenge, so maybe it'll be a little bit more difficult. But that's definitely a game that's going to make us go 8-2. Hopefully.